taken 20 minutes. Ta-da! Looks so pretty. There we go. It's taken at least, what, I don't know, 40 minutes then, maybe. What month is it? Hello? You alright? We made the thing. It's cool, isn't it? These slabs are quite boring, but when you put enough of them down, sort of tiny bit of colour, meaning a bit of flair of how you put them down, I think they look quite good. So this is what we've got. There's a very slight slope there. You see that? Just there. So this one's level. This ring here, 8 foot, 16 foot, 8 foot, 16 foot, and that's level. So that's a greenhouse. That's a path. That's just a path there. The greenhouse is going to sit right in the middle of that. And of course, that's just a path for access to here, really. And we finished off this bit, and we're probably, I'm thinking about, you can see I'm doing some creosote and look, tell you about that in a minute, but I'm thinking about putting some edging on here because I don't like the look of the cement, so it'd be nice just to use the same stain that's on here. This is proper creosote. It's a blend, actually. It's a personal blend, that's right, meow. So, bit of trimming on here just to finish it off. And then this whole area here, I don't know what we're going to do with it. This got this sub base down on it, which is brilliant. Look at this. I got shorts on. Oh my God. Right. So finish off the edge. Tiny little rampy bit, look. We'll just blend up this corner here with some of this sub base, just so we don't have that edge right there. It is fractionally off the ground there, so that if we put any weight onto these, it's not hitting the ground. It's sort of suspended very slightly. That so there's power, which is going to be around there on that end of the building, and then we're going to put in the armoured cable. There's some 6mm armoured cable that's coming along here. In fact, it might be 4mm thinking about it, but there's armoured cable. It comes along and it's going underneath that slab, popping up there, and the idea is that heat, light and all that malarkey inside, but I can also put a junction in there and run cables down right across this slot here, right down there. And then we'll put, see that post? Put that there, and one there. So we can light it, and it just means if anyone comes in a vehicle, we've always got something here which kind of puts, I mean, there'll obviously be a building there. In fact, the greenhouse is actually that sort of shape, I think. I don't know. It's in a box over there. That's the greenhouse. Yep. And it's got like 78-page bloody IKEA stuff, you know, telling you how to build it. We'll do that. I was going to say we'll do it when it stops raining, but look at this. It's cool, isn't it? All right. Greenhouse, light, rampy thing. Tickle up the edge a little bit just to blend it. It's already done. The pea shingle along the edge there, so that's done. Maybe we'll put pea shingle around here. The only trouble with pea shingle, anywhere where you possibly walk on it, is it gets walked onto this surface. And then you've got like an endless, thankless task. So where we walk over there, that's pea shingle. Pea shingle goes around the carport there. And then of course you've got this hard standing stuff here. Anytime you walk from here to here, you introduce pea shingle onto this surface, and it's horrible. So there's danger that it might happen here, so we might just push it over to the side, use it as that drainage run down there. There is actually a natural drainage thing going on here, which I keep toying with the idea. Well, the original plan was going to be to put like sink into the ground some of that like U-channel, plastic U-channel, with like a grill over the top, and bring it straight the way along and straight the way across there. I think it looks nice, but functionally, nature's looking after this at the moment. We did have a little problem where the water's actually pooling inside, pooling. So I actually got the little SDS drill, just stuck some holes in it, and I've watched it not drain away. So worst case scenario is we'll just put a hole through here. I've got some really long SDS drill bit, so we'll just drill right the way through here, just to stop that from happening. Right then, see these? There's me. These 4. So these 2 middle slabs here. Let's put 1 piece of wood straight the way down there. And then let's put 1 here. And then let's put 1 about here. And 1 here. So there's 4 of them going down there. And then because I've got like 6 million tons of pallet wood, the idea is just to span it. So now that's 4x2. So we're now 4 inches off the ground, which is perfect. If you look at the height down there, you see 4 inches is going to sit in there quite nicely. And on top of that, pallet wood. And the idea is you're walking here, you're walking on top of a raised surface. That means that in this area, we can put anything in there. We were going to get some of the slate. So I've just been uploading some of the videos off my phone because I've recorded so much stuff. I thought I might as well share some of it or just delete it. So I've actually uploaded bits and pieces of it and deleted the rest. So a bit of a time warp. I'm going to jump forwards now and then show you something else there. And then I'm going to upload the videos for that to clear my phone down. So this one is probably going to go in when I was talking about putting this in. So it's currently early February 2025. A lot of this was built over about 15 months ago. This came in probably about 12 months ago, I think. I can't remember. And that was in between the two, I think. Yeah, I think. So let me just finish this one off. It only seems fair. I'll tell you what does work, what doesn't work. I still haven't managed to finish some of this. But, you know, needs must and all that kind of stuff. So my tool store has kind of evolved a little bit. I talked about doing this cheap and effective thing here, just have a workbench. Of course, the sauna room is behind that wall now. I put these come out of we've had our kitchen refitted, so these came out of the kitchen and I've just plopped them in here. Obviously you can see bits of the greenhouse. I'll tell you about that in a minute, but this is just functional. This is where I just obviously chuck on my tools. I'm not managing it very well. There's still loads of tools down in the barn, and I've only just really started to consider actually using these storage boxes that I bought. So yeah, functionally it kind of works, so I'm quite pleased with that. That stuff's amazing. Nice and simple. I've got to do a lot of creosoting. That's probably not on any of the other videos you've seen up until now. That extra stairway, we've opened up another room in there. So this is very much the same as when I finished building it. I still got to come back and put some bits of trim on here, trim down here, and actually put something over this edge, but there's nothing happening. There's no moisture build up, nothing at all. So this has all been quite successful. I don't have any horrible like condensation issues coming from the metal roof that's up there. So it's kind of functional. It works. We ended up buying a module in the end, so I was quite keen to actually build a wall in here. Put a wall here, have a doorway through into like a changing area, and then actually go into the sauna, which would be screened behind there. And then pop a window in as well to get some natural light in. But I kind of figured, why do you want natural light in it anyway? So it's all nicely wired in terms of safety. It's got a good supply to it. It uses, I think it's 3.8 kilowatts, this thing. And I could have built one, but actually I think it's actually cheaper. It's cheaper just to buy one off the shelf like this. It works. Don't have a problem with it. It's yeah, it's been functional. Phew. So pleased with all of that. That's the whole point to this, right? So remember, it's just a shed. It's just there's nothing really. You've seen how it goes together. It's nothing special, but at least in there it's a kind of clean environment that obviously when spring and summer comes, we'll just finish off some of the edges, like this. The patio slabs I'm stood on, they all needed the whatever it's called, stuff that goes in the middle, grouty type stuff. I didn't actually get around to doing this bit either. It looks like soil and stuff has actually clogged it up, so I need to come back around and finish this. So there's lots of things going on here which are always going to be a work in progress. I need to finish coating this again with some decent creosote. I need to come back and do the garden shed again. I want to actually make this an access way for the quad bike. Blast through there, put a big door on there, put the quad bike in round the back. Let's just go back to this building because this is the one that I uploaded other videos on just recently. The mini digger. Since I upgraded it, it was always, the intention was to hide it away. All right, I didn't completely hide it. And I really can't remember what I put on the videos, but essentially I ended up dropping this down by about 8-9 inches, something like that, just to make sure the machine can fit underneath it. It's functional. I still need to finish off the guttering and the guttering, so when spring comes, all this stuff will be just wrapped up. I really do like the idea of putting in another lean-to at the back here and using this area to store stuff that I just don't want to look at. Maybe like buckets, although that's going to be a bit tricky to get them in and out. If I blast through that panel down the end, bring the quad bike into there, I could arguably bring the quad bike in and through here. The only way that's going to work is if I extend out a lean-to here and put all the stuff underneath there. It's really cold. Right, so functionally these lights should come on. Right, thank you. Yeah, so quite good. Not quite sure where that's leaning. Put some air in the tracks, I suppose. Right, greenhouse. Can't remember the name of it. Begins with a C. I talked before about having proper wiring in, which is actually in there, and it's all been done properly, which is good, and it comes right the way around and in there. It actually goes underneath here somewhere. Where's it go? I don't know where I'm pointing. Yes, I do know. There's a drainage channel. So we start here. So suspended floor. Okay. So there's 4 bits of wood running like railway lines underneath here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then pallet wood braced across the top like that. And then, you know, self-explanatory, just lots of 4x2, a few posts. And all of this stuff is actually just screwed straight through here into these plastic panel things. So they just bite in there to keep it all still. So this worked really, really well. As a greenhouse, it's absolutely brilliant. Automatic windows and everything. So these have got wax in these cylinders. When the wax gets hot, it expands and it naturally opens up the window. When it cools down, it closes itself. So this was all working really well. And then we had a hurricane. And very simply, right, we haven't put it back together again since the hurricane shredded it. That's why all the panels are in the Toolstore in there, because, well, we're not growing anything in here. Apart from my alpines, did you notice them? I get so excited talking about these stupid little things. Alpines, which are like, I mean, they're just incredible. Like that is just rigid in there now. It's amazing stuff. Yeah, so that's one of the next things to do is to build another alpine wall over there and have it tapered in going up the slope, and then get rid of all that spoil up there. Anyway, not using the greenhouse for growing stuff, so it really did. It took a massive battering, this thing. It's just not geared up to take on a hurricane. That will do. So we'll come back round to this and just rebuild everything. Yeah. Polycarbonate, I think it's called, isn't it? I don't know. It would have been nicer if it was wood, and that was always the intention. But wood just needs that much more maintenance, arguably. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes back together. Anyway, so you've probably seen in this video, I'm going to tack this video onto the end of the one where I kind of was talking about this base that's here. And I've been experimenting with the drainage as well. Look, we're putting these conduit things in here. They're not put in properly, they're just thrown in, and there's only just 5 of them there. They cost a tenner each, so it's £50 just to see how they might perform and see how the water changes to flow when you put this sort of stuff in. Well, the reality is I've actually redirected the water a couple of times up in the wood, so it doesn't ever get down here now. So we only ever get moisture here, which is on this area or running off of the couple of drain pipes. But the water does, there's actually a French drain that goes underneath the ground there. That's helping to take water just on the other side of this log. That helps it. The fact all of this is porous helps it, but a big downpour, water sits on top, and that's where this kind of comes in. So it's just experimenting. That's all it's doing. And for 50 quid just to see, I've got another 5 of these lined up that I could actually dig them in with a digger and see how they perform properly if they're actually set in nicely. The only other thing here then is where there is a drainage hole, because that's a lowered floor in there, there's actually a drainage hole through there, and in that same space there's actually a cable that comes through, and it's actually there, it's armoured cable, it comes along, ta-da, and it's going to this point here, which ultimately is going to go on here, and then from there, this should be this weekend, we go from that junction, let's call it, and we go lights all the way along here just to light up. And I'll probably state the obvious, right? They're facing down, so the idea is they just hopefully point down, and just for effect. I'm not sure it's gonna light up everything. You've probably seen that in some of my other videos if you really care. Need to finish painting that. It's just covered up for winter, which I'm pleased with, because there was a lot of surface rust on it, so it's just got through and survived. Like this has got to be replaced because the buttons, it is functionable. It does all work, but the buttons are a bit screwed here. So that little thing there, and this bit of metal to about there, that's £450 for that. Because there's one in there on my desk, waiting to be sorted out. Right. So I think there's a quick update on what's going on back there. I need to go, I'm just getting so cold. So another couple of minutes and I think I'm probably done. Yeah, now this, so there used to be a hedge here. I'm going to try and summarise it massively. And the hedge would always annoy me. It was a big, thick, dirty Lelandii hedge. It was horrible. And obviously the end of our lawn was just here. This was the edge of the garden. And I bought this pizza oven. It's sat over there. It's, the size of that big. There you go. That's it. It runs off of a gas bottle, which is there. And I was walking around trying to work out where to put it around the house. And kind of, at some point, inspiration took hold and thought, you know what I'm going to do? And I smashed out the hedge that was here. I just took it out. And this is what happened next. I'll stand over here, try and show you what we actually did. So obviously this is the edge of the lawn. It tapers down on the other side of that fence that way. And from here, you've got about a 6-foot hedge straight down. So we've gone out. This was about 4 meters, I think it was, to here. That's 4.8 meters to there. The intention was to cut that off and go straight across there. So we're going to come out 4 meters by 6 meters, I think it was. I can't remember. And when I came to cut it off, I just thought, I actually had a few boards on there so I could walk around. And then I realised if I left it there temporarily, it means I could go up and fit some of the things on the back. So I left it there temporarily, and then I thought, why don't I just leave it there? So I've left it there. I'll go and show you what it looks like from over there in a second. So 3 telegraph poles there, holding it up. I did a little bit of research on how much weight these things can hold. Typically there's some really weird things, like each one of these can arguably hold 9 African elephants or something. African elephants, something like that. There's some ridiculous sort of thing. But essentially those 3 posts there are supporting a big beam that goes across there. That's underneath there. And there's another big beam that goes across there, which is only perhaps 2 or 3 inches off the ground, just to save it from rotting. And then once you've got a beam across there and across there, there's lots of 8x2s. You can see 2 of them here. There's loads of them going across, and then there's decking sat on top. So technically, nothing complicated about this. Nothing complicated at all. Here's me and my creosote, look. This is the tannalized. That's been creosoted. And you see the same effect on the fence that was put in. So all the hedge came out. That was good. That was good fun, burning that. So I was glad to get rid of it. It just kind of changed the aspect of the house as well. You know, these old hedges, like the evergreens right over there, look, they were just dirty and horrible and old. So yeah, kind of brought it into at least the 20th century. So where I'm stood, loads of detail to follow, right? But there's a couple of infrared heaters here to keep you warm when you're sat there. These are flooring tiles. I overestimated these, and there's nothing special about these. These panels you can buy off of eBay for about, I can't remember, about 80 quid each or something. They just give us a bit of access to some storage area there, so it's all really simple. You can see the slope on it. It's not huge. It's enough to clear my head, of course. And I do like this blend of creosoted and then some tannalized. So let me step back. So obviously this bit here should never have been here across the back. It wasn't in the plan, but I've left it here, and at some point I'll just come along again in the spring and I'll build up some sort of gate here to stop people from doing this and walking out here, which is it's a great way of getting on the roof of the barn. It's about, you can see there, see how close it is. A bit of precision engineering there and blind luck. Right, I promise you, right, 2 more minutes and we're done. I never liked this bit. I always felt that these stones are really dangerous because they're all irregular. So I put in this bit at the bottom here. So I need to do some more work on this just to tidy it up. And then all of this, of course, has been destroyed while we're building this thing. So let's just see how nature regrows here and see if it needs any help. Like this, the hurricane took this, flipped it upside down. It ended up over there. And I couldn't do that on my own. You can see some of the damage to the roof as it literally went upside down over there. Builders basically put it back up for me and just shored it up a little bit better than I could. So we put some telephone poles there rather than a couple of 4x2s down there strapped together. They were the surrogate legs before, where now it's got a bit more weight to it. And also I'd attached it, the whole thing, to this piece of wood that ran along there. I'd attached it with like 3 screws or something stupid, where now it's actually got some decent bolts straight into it. Right, so that's back together again. Neighbour over here has basically let me, this is my land here. This is my neighbour's land that he can't get to. So if he comes down this slope here, he'd basically drop off here. There's about 6 foot drop from this level to that level, and I've got a big pile of stuff there. So normally it's about 12 foot drop. You know, he can't get access to it. It's of no value to him. So we talked about selling or exchanging and all kinds of stuff. The way it pans out is that, well, we just work together, right? He's my neighbour, so I've opened up this space. I'm going to probably resurface this with a lot of this material, pluck out all the big boulders because I can use them to create decorative things, and all the smaller stuff we're going to use to just smash it down there. And then at some point I might consider putting in some sort of lean-to so I can bring all my trailers from the woods, because that's where they are, bring them down here and park them. But equally, general public that are like here walking past my house won't be able to see because there's still a screen along there. Crime rate's really low here, right? But it kind of makes sense that I do something with the space, at least tidying it, because it was just a real mess before. It was just wild. Right, updated on that. I am so cold. A quick update on what's going on with this, my outdoor kitchen, purely so I can put that in there. All of this. I mean, what better excuse do you need to do all this than buying one of them? Right, again, this is all wired in properly. It's all properly fed with this hard armoured cable and stuff, because also it goes down and feeds the barn now, and it feeds it properly. So there's kind of like a chain of armoured cable coming in here to here, from here to here. Oh yeah, I forgot. So I need to move that little wood store, which is only there because I like putting wood in the fire there when I'm working out here. You've seen it on the videos, and I just like feeding the fire because we don't have a fire in the house. Oh, there's something else to talk about. We don't have a log burner in the house. I've got 8 acres of woodland and a lot of trees down at the moment. No use for all the wood that I'm getting, so we started considering putting in some sort of wood burner, but they're just really expensive. And the reason there's holes in the wall there, by the way, is because... Dom, if you ever watch my videos, I need to speak to you about filling these in, hiding them. Anyway, it's a soil pipe. We've had an ensuite bathroom thing, which I don't get. It's only me and Kate here most of the time in this house, so we don't need a toilet in a cupboard in your bedroom. It's just weird. So we've deleted the ensuite. It's gone. And we've just got a much bigger bedroom, which is nice. Therefore, we don't need all of this stuff. So it's all gone. It's all been recycled. Yeah, wood store. Our only wood store for this, and that's where the wood store's supposed to go. So I made this just a few weeks ago. You've got to do it, haven't you? And we just need to sort of tidy up all these edges. You know, a bit of sort of manicuring, really. Things have changed quite a lot. So all this weed suppressant and stuff that's underneath along here, we need to stop and rethink about this. But this is spring and summer projects, coming out here and doing any kind of remodelling. We did this 2 years ago, 2.5, nearly 3 years ago when we moved in. And since then, stuff's changed. So we know this is all messy. That's for another day. Right, I think that's it. There you go. You're up today. I'm so cold. It's really cold. Look, I'm dying. I've got a bracket to put on there. I need to do that. But it's hard to find incentive to come out here and get stuck into it. And I've also been up in the woods quite a lot. I don't know if I've published any of those videos, but I need to grow my Brazilian nut. It will grow. Stuff's going to come back to life. Daffodils are coming out. You know, all this needs weeding and tidying up and everything. This is like a winter garden, so it all stays pretty much evergreen. Daffs are roaring up there. And we've seen bluebells and little flowers. Are they primroses? Is that what they're called? I don't know. Stuff's starting to grow, which is long overdue in my opinion. Right. What else? Is that it? Oh yeah, I've got creosote all of this as well. But again, I need it to be dry and you know, reasonably pleasant. There's the old soil pipe that came from the other side of the house. I'm just talking for the sake of it, aren't I? I'm going in. We've had a complete kitchen refit as well. So that's kept us busy for, well, you know, what is it? It takes 2 weeks to do it. So in reality, it's taken 2 to 3 months, I suppose. All in all, there's a lot going on. And then we've completely redecorated. So the master bedroom with that ensuite. So kitchen's been done, utilities been done. We've created that room up there. That's it. It's not very interesting, but it is great use because we noticed that you get access to it inside the house up through a loft hatch. And it was obvious that the flooring in here was proper flooring. It's not just like a ceiling. It was actually... what am I saying? Come on, brain. It was proper flooring joist. So let's use it as a room. So this was a second-hand door, which hasn't been cleaned yet because we haven't had a chance. This has only been done reasonably recently in the last couple of months. And we've gone from one project straight onto another one and dealt with a huge amount of issues with the weather, of course, like everybody. So I've not even cleaned this since it's been installed. Oh, it's warm in here. Oh. Right, where's the stringy thing? There it is. Is that it? Yay! All of that light. So there used to be a loft hatch there, and you'd come and get access to this thing. We had this move from inside the house to here. And once you're in here through a loft hatch, it's like, actually, there's quite good space in here. So you can see exactly what we've done. There you go. Stuff to do. There should be boxes of sockets here. I think they're in there. They're somewhere. The lights, sockets, there's loads more of it somewhere. And the idea is I get some time when I'm not working, because I am just sneakily jumping out from my day job right now just because I haven't had a break today and I need to basically move because my back is killing me through sitting down all day. So I need to come in here, change all the lights, put a nice infrared in here, a couple of these LED band things. We'll put in an infrared detector, so all you have to do is just walk in here and the light will turn on, and it will stay on for about 15 minutes unless you move. So this is a great place to... I probably shouldn't actually point the camera at some of that stuff, should I? Yes, but so that's musical instruments, okay? That's the trombone, and that's a set of drums. So yeah, that's all you need to know. It's a little bit of work here, but it's just a usable space, which was just arguably we've put another room on the house, so that's got to make sense, doesn't it? Yeah, thanks for this, Dom. This is brilliant. Look at this. Shall I creosote it? It's on the inside. Oh, I've got creosote everything. I need some decent weather because look at the amount of creosote I've got to do now. There's loads of it. Right, yeah, my free door. My builder gave me this. Cool, isn't it? I need to come up and paint this as well, that where they didn't peel off the stuff when you buy this stuff new. It's got this green plastic on it. You're supposed to peel it off, then it's nice and shiny. Well, they didn't do it, so now the green has become part of the actual soffit itself. So I've got some paint, so you come along and do it. It's on the list. I should write a list. It's going to be a hefty list. And I also need to build across from here into there, because it means that when the cats jump up on top of the car and they like to go up here and hide and do catty things, well then if I build an access here, they can get in and out, because what will happen is they'll get in the loft space, I'll move the car, and then they can't really get down. Well, fat boy can't. He can barely carry his own mass, you know, up the stairs. It's getting pretty sad. He's a big fat boy. Look at that. Look at that. Cats. But rather they do it out here, signifying to any other cats, this is my territory. They do it on here as well. Better than doing it indoors. Okay, you're up to date. I'll go back in. It's so cold. All right. Later, taters.